Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's D. We got another video here by Hagerty. This is the world's fastest V8 wagons and sedans, bruh. So we're going to check out this drag race right here, man. We're going to jump right into this thing. Hope you guys doing good. Hope you guys doing well. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Oh, man. Yeah, this is looking crazy. Why can I not hear nothing? What the heck, bro? What just happened? Oh, I muted it. Oh yeah, that's the M5.
Wagon has been dead for decades, they say. Well, they are wrong because
I just watched a video on the M5 touring and the RS6 in the drag race.
Of the hottest cars
from
on
Carwow
sale today are wagons, and a third is coming. Mercedes has just confirmed the return of the hot E-Class AMG wagon.
Wait, what?
This is not that.
I missed that.
As a placeholder, we have a body style that's even more at risk of extinction.
Oh, they got they also have the Porsche in this one. Okay, so they have yeah, I watched these three cars right here in Carwow's station wagon drag race.
The sedan. If you look at the sales numbers for the Mercedes S-Class and Porsche Panamera, they're on life support. So let's rev up our death rattles and see which of these non-SUVs can wheeze its way down the track for the record of the quickest sedan-y wagon you can buy.
Sedan-y wagon. Yo, and that Porsche was killing it in the Carwow video. It's probably gonna kill it in this video too. All right, here we go.
Every car in this episode has a V8, and these three supplement their twin turbochargers with performance-enhancing electric motors. Each of them makes enough power to stop the rotation of a small planet, which is a good thing because each of them weighs as much as a mid-sized planet. In fact, only one car here weighs in at under 2.5 tons. And for the first time in history, the lightweight has an Audi badge.
Wow. He said in the first time in history. Yo, Jason is funny. But yeah, these are freaking heavy vehicles, dude.
The hot Audi wagon squeezes in under that 5,000-pound mark by 170 pounds. And all of that light weight comes from the fact that this is the only non-hybrid here. But in graduating from an RS6 to an RS6 Performance, it gains two bigger turbos for an extra 30 horsepower and 37 pound-feet of torque.
Dang. So y'all let me know, man. I always gotta, I gotta ask the question, bro. Which one of these four would you guys get, bro? This is tough, but I think I'm gonna go RS6, bruh. The hybrid system is definitely dope, but bruh, this RS6 is just, it's such a beautiful car, bruh.
For an extra
simply put, such a beautiful car.
And 37 pound-feet of torque.
The RS6 Performance also has forged wheels that save 11 pounds per corner, and its optional carbon ceramic brakes save 75 more.
Those rotors
total.
Are huge.
That's a huge amount of rotating mass.
By now, you surely know that the BMW M5 is a triumph of power over outrageous mass. This thing weighs 5,430 pounds.
Yeah.
Makes 717 horsepower, which, by the way, is the least of these three cars. The Porsche Panamera Turbo.
Now this is probably gonna be the car that wins the drag races, bro. Not even lying. This thing is just, it was gapping the other two in the Carwow video. Spoiler alert. Nah, but yeah, this car, yeah, it's probably gonna win.
Beats the M5 by 54 horsepower, and it weighs a couple hundred pounds less. But it has one other thing that will give it an advantage, aside from the Porsche badge, which always seems to help everything here, and that's that it's the only dual clutch automatic here. And that means launch control with a clutch dump, so it'll get off the line like a rocket.
Phew. Out of here. Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid. That's a long ass name. That name is crazy long, bro.
The horsepower winner is, surprisingly, the sedate-looking Mercedes S-Class. It makes 791 horsepower and, get this, about 1.5 times the torque of the other cars. 1,055 pound-feet, says Mercedes, even though that's the effective torque since it's actually more than the peak numbers of the engine plus the electric motors. For that silliness, blame math and the effect of having a separate 2-speed transmission in the back.
I honestly don't like the way the S-Class looks, bro.
Is Mercedes' middle name, and so, as you might imagine, the S-Class is actually the heaviest car here. It's 400 pounds heavier than the M5. So, don't you think it's about time we all stop making fun of the M5 for being so heavy? No!
Wait.
Look, the S-Class has always been heavy, and it's always been fast, and it's always been isolated, which means speeding in it is easy, which is why you need a Valentine 1 radar locator to find the radar before it finds you. And now we race the German cars.
Let's get it. Yeah. We got the German car race of the century. Who you guys think's gonna win? I think the Porsche is gonna win, bro. No cap.
Wait. Hold on a second. Sorry.
Yo, the jokes in these are just hilarious. I love Hagerty's videos, bro. Yo, what I tell you, man, the freaking Porsche is gone. He is out of here. There goes that active arrow, bro. That thing looks so. That was an awesome shot. The active arrow right there. Just gotta rewatch that again, bro. That was just so sick. I mean, that's a gap, bro. That thing gapped the other ones.
That's not just a winner. No, we have a world record. At
World record? What?
Quarter mile, the Porsche Panamera Turbo S is the quickest accelerating internal combustion four-door car in the world. That was a picture-perfect performance by the Porsche Panamera. Let's watch it again.
Here's
wow,
how it
great
happened.
job.
In launch control, the Panamera quietly builds boost and then performs a perfect clutch dump launch with the right amount of wheel spin. None. It sustains over a G.
That thing takes off like a Tesla Plaid.
Through first gear, and then its dual clutch shifts into second with no interruption in power. The thing hits 60 in 2.5 seconds, despite what feels like it's pulling power the whole way through second gear. Third comes with a little nudge, and from there it's just violent acceleration, with the whole car trying to catch up to that magical Porsche badge out on the hood. This was a staggering performance from the Panamera.
Yeah, that was awesome. 2.5. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, bro.
Well, if the Porsche was the winner, the Mercedes is the shocker. Like, what is this thing doing here? The sight of
no facts. It's the least sporty looking car here, bro. Like, undoubtedly. It just looks like a regular sedan, bro. Like, I don't like the way the S-Class looks. But look at this thing performing, bro. It's beating the M5 and the RS6, bro. That is crazy.
Luxurious barge launching like that is laugh out loud hysterical. And then the fact that it out-accelerated an M5 and an RS6 is just absurd.
And it weighs more.
That is complexity for the literal win.
What the hell, man?
Or technically second place. You get the idea.
The S-Class pulled off a 2.8 second 0 to 60. This is Lamborghini Aventador territory, even if it is 3/10 behind the Porsche. Mercedes conventional automatic has a multi-plate wet clutch pack in place of a torque converter, so it all starts with a clutch dump that's almost as violent as the Porsche's. The only shift you feel is the second transmission's shift from first to second at around 78 miles an hour, which takes an eternity and interrupts acceleration so violently it genuinely feels like the engine just exploded. Yay for complexity. Try explaining that to your backseat passengers. The M5 finishes just a car length behind the Mercedes, but it traps 1 mile an hour faster, so it would soon blow by it. At 11.1, it is, however, a half second behind the last generation M5 CS. That may be because this M5 is a little bit heavier.
Okay, a lot heavier, like a scarcely believable 1,300
It's got a big
pounds
butt.
But
That's why it's heavier.
Is a wagon. And in my book, all wagons get bonus time, a head start to make them automatic winners of every single drag race. Boop! Making me uniquely unqualified to judge a drag race show. And yet, here we are.
The M5
The RS6 came in last.
At 3.1 seconds, it's the slowest of the 3 to 60 miles an hour. It's also the only one to spin its rear tires off the line, which it does as the suspension hops and shudders. And the shifts are, by a big margin, the slowest of the bunch. It's fast, but it really feels like someone apparently screamed pencils down before this fast wagon was fully baked.
Bro, I cannot believe how fast the Panamera is compared to these other ones, man. He's making them look slow.
The biggest engine of the group, but it makes the least power and torque. However, once you add in the electric motor, it's enough to overcome the chassis tuning deficiencies and eke out a small win against the other wagon here, otherwise known as the other automatic winner because wagon.
The RS6.
The Audi's V8 actually makes the most power of any of the engines here, but there are no electric motors to add to that 621 horsepower, so the final figure is just 621. The RS6's relatively lightweight only goes so far, and it winds up with a trap speed 5 miles an hour below the Mercedes and BMW, 9 miles an hour below the Porsche,
while being easily the best looking of the bunch. So, more bonus points.
Yo, I mentioned
that.
that.
An interesting tidbit. If you don't plug in the BMW, the non-hybrid Audi gets 30% better fuel economy than the hybrid M5. So even more bonus points for keeping it simple. See, speed isn't everything. Unless you're judging a show on drag racing.
The Mercedes, BMW, and Audi are each separated by just 1 car length. Porsche is 5 car lengths ahead, but for perspective here, these are big, comfortable luxury sedans and wagons that are in the supercar leagues.
Yeah, that Porsche, man, I gotta see more drag races with this Porsche, bro. This Panamera is insane.
Clearly, we're living in a world where you can have your cake and eat it too. And maybe all that cake is why these cars are all morbidly obese. But the weight hasn't slowed them down at all, because each of these cars could have outrun a McLaren F1 down this quarter mile. They're so fast that we had a hell of a time finding a camera car that could keep up.
That Rivian?
I mean, SUVs, they're tall, they're slow, they're lumbering. Who needs them, right? Stay tuned.
Oh, man, that was an awesome. Never stop what? Driving. Yeah, shout out to Hagerty, bro. That was an awesome video right there, man. I'm gonna leave a link to the original video in my description. Hope you guys enjoyed. If y'all did enjoy it, please make sure you like and subscribe, man. Let me know some other videos go ahead and check out. Hope you guys have a good and blessed day. Peace out.